Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Belfour.
Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I am in studio and I'm joined by Shannon. Shannon, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's always fun to get to talk about Belfour property restoration.
Yes. We've been working with Belfour, golly, before they became Belfour when it was FSA full steam ahead. So really, really happy to be here and excited to talk about all the things they do for the community in our area.
Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with Belfour like?
Yeah, well, so I work for the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, so of course I'm out and about in the community all the time. I oversee our business development services for our community as a whole for the chamber. So I'm doing a lot within the area when it's working with our law enforcement, so our fire department, our police station, several different events throughout the area. I also oversee our ambassador program, which we have 32 individuals that are business owners and leaders here in our community. And Belfour is always ones, they are always willing to help and assist whenever we're in need of anything, whether it be sponsoring a breakfast, sponsoring a dinner, hosting an event, or just, coming and talk about all the many services that they provide. As well as, I even got a phone call the other day from our police station. Shannon, it's on a Sunday too. So yes, on a Sunday I get those calls. Can you send us somebody? All of our files are actually getting destroyed right now. And at the police station, as we know, we don't need those the files to actually get destroyed. So Belfour was there, honestly, within a 45-minute time frame on a Sunday, ready to help and assist where needed. They were able to clear out everything very quickly and had everything up and running within less than a week time frame, which that's amazing, especially when it comes to community service like that. So really, Belfour it's a small business, even though it's an international business, but they are still the company that everybody knows the different men and women that work there, but they're always willing to assist whenever needed.
What is the community response like?
Yeah, so Belfour, they are first to jump up and help and assist, whether, like I said, they're sponsoring something or if they're just coming out, they're popping popcorn at some of our different events or handing out koozies, pins. They have some really good pins too. But they're always willing to be out there in the community and really just be able to help, whether the business is small or the homeowner is small, something extremely big, they're always willing to lend a hand. A lot of their upper management is very big in the community. Most of them have actually been in the Myrtle Beach area for almost all their lives, if not all their life. So they are, a strong knit when it comes to really helping the Grand Strand area, as well as, honestly, the whole state as the Belfour, but they are an international company, which you would have never known that just because of the fact that they are that mom and pop type place that are always willing to, they know your name, you may have kids or a dog, so they're always willing.
Well, not to mention, they do a fantastic job too.
They do a fantastic job. Yeah, so, I know that they work at a lot of, even the hotels, the restaurants, attractions, but I personally know a lot of different individuals that have used them within their household, and they're great. The guys that come in, they actually have manners, yes ma'am and no ma'am. So when the guys that are out in the field, when they're coming in, whether it be your home or your business, they are definitely treating it like their own home, using those booties to cover up their shoes so they're not tracking in anything. And us as the homeowner, we don't have to worry about vacuuming up after them or anything like that, which is a big deal. But yeah, no, they have a great group of individuals. I want to say that the Belfour here maybe has less than 50 employees, but all of those employees, they're always just extremely nice. That's huge. But I will say, when it comes to the community support, they're always willing, whether it's a sponsorship monetarily, or if they're just there just to lend a hand, which is huge because, some people are just willing to write a check and move on to the next. One of the things that they do is they really encourage their staff to actually get involved, volunteer, come out to events.
This story is sponsored by Belfour.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today, I am joined in studio by Keosha Garrett. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. We're going to talk about what you have been doing, your ministry, Shanavia's Dream Sickle Cell Clinic.
Yes, ma'am. I started a nonprofit this year in memory of my late sister, Shanavia, who passed away from sickle cell complications back in 2021. It's been amazing, the amount of people that we were able to reach in Charleston, McClellanville, Georgetown area. It's definitely amazing. So yeah.
You truly hit the ground running when it
did.
comes to all the different things that you've been doing. What do you think is important for the community to know about sickle cell?
The important thing, one of the many important things that I feel that our community should know is that sickle cell is definitely a forgotten about disease. We need more awareness because it affects so many people. I had my second annual blood drive back on Shanavia's birthday, which was June 10th. And I had MUSC to come out to do sickle cell trait testing. And just this morning, I had someone to reach out to me telling me, hey, I got my results and I have the sickle cell trait. And she's about 20 years old and she didn't know. So it's like that gap between the communication from parents over time to their children. Sometimes they forget to let their kids know, hey, you have the trait. Try not to mate with someone else that has the trait because then their child will have sickle cell, which in my case, that's what happened to my sister because my mom knew, but my dad, he didn't.
So education is super important.
Education, most definitely, education.
All right, so if people want to stay connected with you along this journey, how can they do that?
Well, definitely. They can follow us on Facebook at Shanavia's Dream Sickle Cell Clinic. Also, they can reach us at shanaviasdream@gmail.com. If they want to inquire about blood drives, they can refer to the Facebook page, and we keep everyone posted there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Burgess Community Garden. This is a new concept for us that we just started last year. We have this beautiful land, 5 acres, and we happen to have an opportunity to indeed grow and develop and decide what it is we're going to do on this land. One of the things I've done for a long time is I've done outreach. And so not only am I part of the Unity Burgess community, but the outreach community also, is that I was listening to a program by the Boys and Girls Club of the Southern East region, and one of the organizations, I think in Alabama, indicated that they had a food bank and a community garden. So back in 2018, we had inherited this, and then last year I thought, oh, this will be wonderful because we'll be able to bring in the Burgess community, the surrounding community that was historically Black and now is very diverse, but also all the groups of people that we work with. We work with Help for Kids, and we've long worked and supported them, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Myrtle Beach and Helping Hand and Family Justice. What a good opportunity to indeed start to use the land to indeed provide produce and vegetables to help all the community in terms of that, because as everyone knows, or many of us know, is that hunger is still a reality. What is it we could do to invest in the community? Bringing what it is we produce and having the community help us produce some of that, the local community help us in terms of feeding those that are in need. And that's individuals, that's communities, that's organizations. So as a result of that, Ken, who is my major master only gardener at this point in time, knew what to do in terms of building the garden. So these 2 gardens were produced as demonstration gardens, and they're primarily herbs and spices and some vegetables. And so we've grown from there. I had written a grant, Home Depot indeed responded to it, so we got a $3,200 grant indeed to build vegetable beds, and that's what we did. They came out and they built 12 beds for us so that we could indeed grow the produce that is needed and necessary and wanted by the community that I have indicated earlier.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This segment is sponsored by Paul Mechanics.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us today again on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined again by Matt Dix. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, you're the owner of Palm Mechanics and you're working on a job today. It's right behind us. Look
Yes,
at this
ma'am.
beautiful palm tree that you guys have been working on.
Yes, ma'am. We are actually doing some diamond cuts on some Pendo palms, as well as some full service on some Palmetto palms. We work with all species of palms, just get them in a thriving state.
Love it. So the reason why we're doing this segment today is we wanted to be able to show what the process looks like whenever you actually come out to somebody's house and work on these trees. What are some reasons why your customers have called Palm Mechanics instead of trying to do this themselves?
One of the bigger reasons we find is lack of knowledge to the types of palm trees they have and how to care for them properly. Another real big reason is not having the proper tools. You know, we don't use chainsaws on our palm trees. We've spent years dialing in our handcrafted process. Another big reason is ladders. You know, some of these trees can get pretty tall and sketchy. Not to mention the amount of debris that come off of these trees. Transportation issues, no way to really haul this stuff away. Any of those reasons, we're here to help.
And we were looking at some of these palm fronds earlier. Is that what they're called?
These are actually
The
boots. Boots.
The boots.
Yes, ma'am.
He's all about the education, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Let me
Show
grab
me one of
them
these
for you.
boots. This is why you shouldn't try to do it yourself. You're gonna get hurt.
These things can be pretty messy, pretty rough. If you'll notice, there's spikes on the side here that can cut you, have you bleeding. Also, you'll notice how it's real wet right here. These things actually act as a pocket holding the dirt, creating extra moisture issues, the bugs, the germination. So with us cutting these off, it's a diamond cut, cleaning these trunks up, we basically eliminate those pockets for the pest and get the tree overall just easier to look at and work with.
And I've said this before, but once you see what a good palm tree looks like, you never go back. He has ruined palm trees for me. Whenever I drive around, I know if he's done a palm tree or not. Because, I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. It looks so much better. And
Thank
it really
you.
just makes you happy to go in your yard.
It does. It does. Thank you.
All right, so you mentioned this before, but you guys do not use chainsaws for a number of reasons. What are some of those reasons?
One of the biggest reasons, really, this is just an example. This side here has been cut with a chainsaw. Looks like you put a beaver in the tree and let him chew on it.
It does.
This side here, super clean, easier to work with. That's our cut. It just makes a big difference on the tools you use and how to care for these trees properly. Tools is the big thing.
And it also gives you the freedom to be able to do these jobs, you know, later at night or early in the morning. We're not making hardly any noise right now, and it's pretty early.
Absolutely. We do night jobs. Some of our motels, when the pools close at night, we go in and we're able to do all of that. First thing in the morning, we kind of slide in, extremely quiet. All the tools we use don't make noise.
Love it. So if somebody's watching right now and they have a palm that they want you to come check out, what are the options on how they can get that taken care of?
We tried our best to make this process as easy as possible. Like most others, we do a on-site free evaluation estimate. And for some of our busier customers, I'd say, we have an online option. You can send us photos of the trees or trees you have concerns about, and we can do an evaluation that way. Basically, you can send us a photo via text, email. You can send us a photo online at our website, Facebook Messenger. Whatever's easiest for you, send those photos in. We'll give an evaluation, shoot you a price that same day. If that's something that we can lock in together, then we'll go ahead and get you set on the schedule. We have a new website, that's palmmechanics843.com, or you can give us a call at 843-455-4456.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.